issue of the water and other issues. I would rather see a parcel tax. It's just very difficult to pass with a 2/3 majority. In addition, Sacramento has had matching funds for bonds in the past. And I know when Measures S and Y were on the ballot, that was an incentive that we would get the matching funds from Sacramento. Of course, those matching funds ran out halfway through because we went into a recession. But those are the pros and cons of bonds and parcel taxes. So you have to weigh that and evaluate how are we going to pay for things. But you have to be very careful and watch the management and the expenses. I think that's always very important. And I always think about competitive bidding is very, very important. Right from the beginning with the attorneys, and financial consultants, down to all the construction people. Competitive bidding. Thank you.
Dina, what about your views on the bond thing?
Well, bonds in general will escalate just because whatever the value of the bond is, due to the interest payments, you'll be paying much more for the services. In that sense, we need to be vigilant as to what the bond is trying to tackle and make sure that it is for targeted uses and targeted tasks, and manage the cost of the bond in that way.
Okay. Betty, your view on bonds escalating costs over the years?
Yes, it's bond support, education is good, but we have to consider about the tax, about interest, and we need to watch the other item we spend and to make sure every penny is working well.
Okay. And same question to you, Eric, the bonds.
I have never supported any bond in the past, but I support this one. I think it's important. I think for most people I talk to, they're not really worried about the escalation cost. I think they worry about accountability. To see, they want to make sure that each dollar spent is for intended purposes. For that, I think it is important. We encourage the school board to put those language, the bond language, to make sure accountability. Let me give you another news. Since I've been in the council, even longer than that, we have not increased lighting, water, we call it open space management. In fact, the city is subsidizing that in the amount of $250,000 a year. So just to tell you that I'm in the one don't want to increase anything if we don't have to. By the way, that money is just been subsidized. So if you look at your property tax, for years, that little part, LOS&D, has not increased. So just to tell you, I don't really like the bond, I don't like to pay taxes. But I think, for this bond, we have to somehow improve the school. As I stated earlier, where do we get those money to improve our schools? Do you want to run down? I don't think you want that. Because with a good school, we can increase our property value or keep your property value high. I think it's something that is a trade-off. We just want to make sure, the people managing it is put accountable and then put it on the bond language, and then that's what I will support. Thank you.
Before we go to closing statements, I have one final question about your vision for the city of Walnut. Can each candidate describe his or her vision for the city of Walnut 2 to 5 years from now? We'll start with Bella.
Walnut has been ranked 47th, one of the best places to live in the nation. We would look into that in the future. We're going to bring it up to the top 10 by looking into our beautification of the Walnut and all the positive things that we do. That would increase our the outlook of the city. We are always balancing our budget. We have healthy reserves. We have to pay attention to cost containment, expense controls, and increase also in our revenue. That would help in developing our city the way we wanted it. There's a lot of projects that we would think about, but always it would cost us money. So that would be one of the things that we have to consider, what we can do to maintain a good city with the cost being controlled, and we have to watch our expense and increase our revenues, and that would be coming in the next year or so. That's my vision for Walnut. Thank you.
Thank you. Nancy, your vision for Walnut, 2, 5, 10 years from now, what do you think?
Well, I want to thank our forefathers for making this such a beautiful city and planning it out so nicely, and to keep it as much of a rural bedrooms community as you could have in LA County. It's a great place to grow up in, as I grew up, and that's why I decided to buy a house here and raise my family here. And it's a wonderful place to live in, and we have been ranked in the top 50 best small cities to live in the nation for many, many years, and also best place to raise kids. And I want to continue to see that to happen. I love our beautiful green belts. We need to be very careful in how we plan our remaining vacant parcels in the city. There's not much left, so we have to be very careful with that. Also, I think it's very important, the quality of life here in Walnut. It's a great quality of life. We want to make sure we continue that. We also have a very diverse community, and we need to make sure we all get along and work together. And I just see any divisions and dissensions in this community ended and stopped. And everybody needs to forgive each other and move on and go forward to continue to make this one of the best cities where you want your kids to say, I want to buy a house here and I want to raise my family here. That's what I'd like to see in the future. Thank you.
Okay. Dino, what's your vision for Walnut 2, 5, 10 years from now?
In the coming years, we'll be updating the general plan, and I would like to use that opportunity to build out the remaining parcels of Walnut and maintain our rustic environment, and also, where needed, to bring in the businesses and commercial development that will benefit our residents and bring in the businesses that the residents desire to improve the revenue and increase the revenue so that we can have a fiscally responsible city government and continue to fund the reserves.
Betty, your vision for Walnut 2, 5 years from now?
Yes, for my vision, I still like the keep quality life environmental. That's including the traffic, the public safety, and how to keep our house value, and how to keep our school district still in the top. That's our value. And also, we need to provide more services, and we have to build a plan for our seniors. After 5 years, 10 years, that's large percentage will raise for our senior group. The other things, we need to help youth and support youth program. We live here, we stay here, what we can do for our next generation, we need to leave something for them. Thank you.
Okay, Eric, your vision for the city of Walnut.
As I stated earlier, I already saw 20, 30 years down the line. But I think in 2 years, I want to see situation with Mount Sinai dispute resolved. I want to see traffic getting better. I want to see the core of Walnut, make it Walnut green, beautiful, the next few years. I'd like to see that. I want to install some regulation or ordinances to make sure our core of Walnut stay Walnut. So without that, you won't be Walnut anymore. If you go to the city hall, as you walk in, you will see many pictures on the wall. Some I recognize, some don't, because some, their contribution, the things they've done for Walnut, that's why we're here. I'm not thinking to have a picture put up there, but I think that's the contribution they make Walnut, which you and I enjoy. My kid actually want to take over the house. Hopefully we can keep that value up so they can enjoy. So that's what I see many, many more years down the line. Thank you.
All right, and Andrew, your vision for the city of Walnut.
Thank you, George. I want to ensure that we have a strong general plan, and I will use my urban planning skill set to ensure that our city is sustainable 30 years from now. I also want to be a leader in integrating tech into city services. Tech is innovative. We should seek to include as many people as possible into this movement. And I want to, in 2 years, I want to see more youth involved in our city. And it starts with my friends and builds out from there. We're growing fast, and the youth have a lot to say about our community, and so I want to build on that. Thank you.
Thank you. please conclude so we can put the chairs away. So we're going to go to closing statements now. And we're going to go in the reverse order that we had for opening statements. So Bella, you lead off.
Okay. Our city is so blessed. We have 6 strong candidates ready to serve the city to help our residents. And we are proud of all these candidates to move forward. I was asked earlier how busy I am with my volunteer work. Pretty busy, but please be reminded, I'm retired. I have time to serve the city and has no conflicting schedules with children. I get 2 adult children, so my baby will be the city. And also, I would like to reiterate that my issues, my goals was to maintain a balanced budget, improve public safety, encourage and support business growth, support educational programs for children, and promote community health and lifestyles for the families and seniors. For our seniors, we have a lot of activities, and we go for the betterment of their health, and we look forward to a healthy community. We have our open outside equipment in Creekside. Please use them. They are a gift to us. You know, it's a great way to spend your time for your exercises. It is good to see that the citizens are enjoying their parks, and I would love to mention to you that I am for leadership, integrity, and family values. Thank you.
Okay. Andrew Rodriguez.
Thank you. I want everybody to stop for a minute and think about how you would like to see Walnut 15 years from now. What kind of community do you see? I see a smarter and more efficient city, where residents are using technology to report their issues and concerns with ease. I see a sustainable city, where denser developments are limited to major transportation corridors, while the overall character and aesthetic of Walnut remains preserved. I see a city where we work cohesively and constructively with Mount SAC to ensure that our students are being prepared for the job market of the future. I see a city where my future kids are receiving a world-class education and are able to participate in the recreational programs that I had when I was growing up here. I see an amazing city, but in order to get there, we must address the issues facing us today. Walnut provided me with an outstanding foundation to take on the complex world we have today. I have gained the necessary tools to understand complexities of growth, development, and the issues associated with municipal management. And while I am seeking your vote and support here tonight, when elected, I will require your ongoing assistance and participation in order to ensure Walnut continues to be one of the best cities in the United States. So please join me, and let's start laying the foundation for a healthy, sustainable, and innovative city of Walnut. If you would like more information about me, I'm having a luncheon tomorrow at Walnut High School in room E1. Come out, it's free lunch, and you get to ask me any of your questions or concerns. Thank you so much.
Closing statement, please.
Yes, serving in city council is just not slogans or things you say will make it happen. You know, many issues we're facing today require regional, even state connections, influences. I spent the last almost 4 years, I built my relationship with the state, different legislation body, regional. So if you want to talk about water resources, I know who to call. They know me, we can get it done. How about Mount SAC issues? Who are you going to call? I've been to Sacramento so many times. I know who to talk to. You know, with the new city council, you will have to take 2, 3, even 4 years to build a relationship in order to solve anything. So I think, I'm really glad that we have some new people coming here. But now I have the know-how. I know who to call. I know how to resolve those things. Now I'm at the peak. I can do many things. I like to use my skill set that I learned for the last 4 years, my relationship, to resolve many of the issues around here. So I think, I would love you to choose one of those 5 people, but I would like to stay on so I can use what I learned to contribute back to our community. Thank you.
Betty Chang, closing statement.
First, I'd like to thank you for all you coming, take time to join this event. I really appreciate everybody involved. It's so focused on this city council election. For this election, we will be elect 3 members to the city council on April 12th. I'd like to share my special words to you. Be the city council, we have to have 3C. 3C is not mean the electronic stuff. 3C is mean the communication, contribute, and collaborate. We have to work together, make our city go to next step. And I just want to remind you that April 12th, you have right to decide.